Yo, what's good YouTube, and welcome to my new channel, Chris Shopping Quarters. On this channel, I will be reviewing products either I have purchased or a family member has purchased, and I will be letting you know if it's a good buy, something that you should skip, or even consider buying in the long run. So without further ado, let's get into this Walmart buy, a $12 coffee maker. Yes, you heard that right, a $12 coffee maker. Initially, I did create an unboxing video, and here's a preview of that video. But unfortunately, due to space issues, I will be skipping unboxing videos. So with that being said, let's move along to the brand of this coffee machine. And the brand of this coffee machine is the Mr. Coffee 12 cup coffee maker. Now, I bought this Mr. Coffee model at walmart.com and it was listed at a deep discounted rollback. Now, I don't know why it was listed at $12.13. Maybe it was because of the color, because my purchase had a red cranberry stainless steel finish, and the other model that was listed along with my purchase had a stainless steel finish, and typically buyers do go for the stainless steel appliances. So maybe the color gave it a price reduction, but at the same time it also could be a return, because as I was looking over my purchase, it said that I could return this by April the 4th. But I was happy that it was at $12 and I decided to go ahead and buy it because I really needed a coffee maker. But enough of that, let's get into the reasons why this Mr. Coffee model is a great purchase. This Mr. Coffee model is budget friendly, it won't break the bank, it is also gift worthy, you know, baby registries, wedding registries, graduations, birthdays, and even just because. It's not too bulky, it doesn't take up a lot of counter space, it has easy to use features, and the strong brew feature is my favorite feature. It really brings out the fullness and the taste and the quality of the coffee, even if it's a cheap coffee brand. So I really enjoy the strong brew feature on this coffee maker. Also, there's an auto brew feature, which is great for this Mr. Coffee model, because as it stands right now, it is $19.95 for both models, the stainless steel and the cranberry or red stainless steel finish. Moreover, this Mr. Coffee model can make coffee and tea in large batches, and you can also place a Mr. Coffee water filter inside of the coffee basket for a cleaner tasting coffee. Now, this is a really good coffee maker, but with the good nowadays, there is some bad lingering around. Even though the flaws are minimal in this Mr. Coffee model, here are 4 that stood out to me. Alright, the first issue that I have with this Mr. Coffee model is the fact that it is not actually 12 cups. According to the manual, each dash on the coffee pot itself is multiplied by 5 fluid ounces. So the 4th dash is multiplied by 5, which will total to 20 fluid ounces, all the way up to 60 fluid ounces, which is 12 times 5. So I was thinking that a cup of coffee is 8 ounces, or even a cup is measured at 8 fluid ounces. But I did notice from reading on the back of many coffee products in the coffee world, 6 ounces equals to a cup of coffee, because if you read on certain coffee products, it would say use 6 fluid ounces per 1 tablespoon of ground coffee. It's not a deal breaker for me, but it's kind of misleading, because I assume that 12 cups will equate to 96 ounces. So I wish they would have said that it would be 60 ounces instead of saying 12 cups, because it's really just 60 ounces. Alright, the second issue that I have with this Mr. Coffee model is the possibility of overflow when you're filling up the water compartment all the way up to the 12th dash and over the 12th dash, because you can go over the 12th dash, and in the back of this coffee model there's a slit, it can possibly pour out in the back, and that's also not a deal breaker. But at the same time, I wish this coffee model was at least 5 inches taller so that would not happen, because it is very possible, because as soon as you pour the water and it reaches all the way to the 12th dash and over, it can possibly pour out in the back, and you don't want to have all that water spilling everywhere. Alright, the third issue that I have with this Mr. Coffee model is the built-in clock is way too dim. I wish this coffee model came with a backlight, and it's kind of dim to see and it's kind of vague, and the only problem I can see with the built-in clock being too dim is by setting the auto brew feature. You might set it to 6 o'clock p.m. instead of 6 o'clock a.m. and you have to really get in real close to look at to see what you're doing. You can't be real far back away unless you got 20/20 vision. Even with my glasses, the clock is kind of real dim. So with that being said, that's not a deal breaker, but if you're looking forward to the auto brew feature, you got to make sure that you're setting the time right. Alright, the 4th issue that I have with this Mr. Coffee model is the fact that it is scalding hot after brewing. I mean really hot. And I've cooked coffee on the stove, and I also cooked coffee in an outdated Sunbeam model, and it really never got that hot. And you have to be very careful when pouring your coffee in your cup or even setting the coffee pot itself down. I read in the comment section that some people's coffee pot with this particular coffee model had cracked. So that was possibly a reason why. They could have cleaned it out with cold water, then set it right back on the hot plate that heats up the coffee itself and heats up the coffee pot itself, and that caused it to crack. It gets really hot, so you got to be careful. So don't rinse it out, let it cool off after brewing. However, those minor flaws in this Mr. Coffee model should not deter you from purchasing. There are other brands out there that are more expensive and has less features. And as it stands right now, $19.95 for this coffee model is a really great price. I don't know if it's going to go back up to $24.95 because as it stands right now, it is on rollback at $19.95. And I would definitely purchase this model at Walmart.com because there are certain places like Amazon and even eBay that are selling this particular coffee model for $40 up to $80, which is insane in my opinion. So if you are in need of a new coffee machine, I will go with this Mr. Coffee 12 cup coffee maker because it's really good and all those features that you can use is really great at the entry level price of $19. But before I end this video, I would like to share with you how my coffee maker was delivered to me. Now this was very uncanny how my coffee maker was delivered to me. I thought FedEx or UPS would be delivering my package, but to my surprise, they were not delivering my package. Actually, it was a random person in a random car with no markings, with no ID badge, stating that they work for Walmart.com, and it was just kind of weird altogether because normally I give out my number to UPS or even FedEx to call me if they're having trouble finding my address or letting me know they're on the way. And my number is listed at Walmart.com, so the person called me on my phone around 8 or 9 p.m. saying, yo, I got your package. I was like, okay, Walmart or UPS never did this. So I went outside to get my package, and my package was sitting in the front seat of this person's car like a passenger. And for some people, they may not like how their package will be delivered by someone like that. So at the end of the day, Walmart, if you see this video, or if you're an employee of Walmart and you see this video and you have some influence, please get those people some badges or some IDs stating that they work for Walmart, because it didn't look right that my package was in the front seat of someone's car like a passenger. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know that person, and you don't want no altercations happening with people, how they're handling your products, because that was just very uncanny to me. Well, that's all I have for now. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for future content. Peace. I'm out.